Hey folks, Rick here on this 2024. Okay, so we all want to sell more, be more, do more in 2024. And I'm with you. I want to do the same, all right? So the key is how to have a successful year, all right? I'm going to bring this up because I think it's necessary. To me, you know my little phrase, I call it habit replacement therapy. It's in my little book there called Success is a Verb. And that is taking the body through the motions, okay, of all the new activities you need to do in order to create the habits you need to have in order to achieve your goals. Because you have goals, you have actions you need to take, all right, and you need to turn those actions into habits. And the only way to do that is by repetition and you create new neural pathways in your mind. And that's why I love learning new things, because you're always exercising the brain. And that obviously keeps it away from disease and all kinds of other things too. They've done studies on this. I'm not making it up. All right, so create those new habits. You know, remind yourself at least a couple times a week what your goal is. I would say even once a day, once or twice a day, because you're setting the mental GPS. The more you tell yourself something, okay, the more it's apt to happen. And you talk to yourself in the affirmative. I sell X, I make X, I weigh X. Whatever your goals are, turn them into I and I am affirmations. Because let's face it, folks, the responsibility is up to you. I mean, you know, we're here to help you at Berkshire Hathaway Home Services, but it's up to you. It's like baseball. Baseball on defense is a team sport. All right. On offense, it's a solo sport, man. You're there, you against 9 players at the plate. Your job is to get out there and get it done. 10 players, actually, including the pitcher. All right. So, or is it anyway? You know what I'm saying. Right, so that the bottom line is it's up to you. You have to be responsible. Yes, you want to be coached. Yes, you want to do training. You want to do all of that. But if you don't show up every day ready to do it, it ain't happening, okay? And that, you know, commitment is what gets it all to work. And the thing is commitment is not something you can teach. You either have it. I mean, habits you can create, traits, disciplines you can create. Commitment, you either have it or you don't. Is your goal important? I mean, today's the second day of the year. I mean, it's the second business day of the year. I know it's the third technically, but it's the second business day of the year. Are you in the middle of day 2 doing exactly what you're supposed to be doing based on your schedule, which gets you to the goals that you want to achieve? I can't do that for you. Only you can do that yourself. You're either doing it or you're not. All right? Another key word for this is consistency. You need to be consistent about it every single day. Every single day. Now listen, we all make mistakes, all right? But never miss 2 days in a row, because now you're creating a whole new habit again, and you don't want to do that. All right, so success requires you changing habits. I mean, you can't expect to be the same person you were in 2023 and have new goals like you want in 2024. All right, the key word is responsibility here. It's up to you. Only you can make this happen. You're either committed or you're not. There's no in between. You know, it's like the old saying, there's no such thing as a little pregnant. You either are or you are not. I know women love when I use that example as a guy. All right. And consistency is the key. Now, the other thing is what's your mindset like? What do you do? People think, you know, well, mindset is really not that hard to see. I'm the exact opposite. I think mindset it's kind of like taking a shower, brushing your teeth, working out, eating right. It's something you have to do every day. If you're not working on your mindset every day, you're probably going in the wrong direction, especially if you have something at your house called a TV and you watch the news, you know, whenever. It's never a good idea to do that. You know, politicians, and that's what it's, you know, because we're in an election year, right, are the perfect example of if you say something over and over again, it comes true, because it doesn't matter with them if it's a lie or the truth. It doesn't matter. They keep saying it over and over, and eventually they think it comes true. Now, when you're more altruistic about it, meaning a positive mental goal, the chances of it happening are a hell of a lot better if you put everything in tune. And part of it is working on that positive mindset. I would even say meditating, you know, visualizing that goal coming true. And then, once again, it goes back to the process that you're following. Process, I mean, what is your schedule? Does your schedule match up with your goals? It should. It should. Okay? All right. Enough about that. Now let's talk about a few other things like practicing. What is your listing presentation like? You know, let's face it, guys. If you're going to be especially with all the crap going on with lawsuits and this and that, or people go, well, is the business going to change? Not yet. But I'm telling you what's going to change is that, it's always been listing agents are the ones that really make the rules, but it's going to become even more true. So become a listing agent, which means you have to be talking to people, you have to be filling your pipeline, and you have to be practicing your listing presentation. You want to be really good at it. All right. I would also recommend that if you're not using the buyer's agency, the buyer agent agreement, BBA, buyer broker agreement, excuse me, there it is. You should start using it. Definitely you should start using it. Some of you already have. Congratulations. I would definitely use it. I've been around since before it even existed. When it came out, I was like, all right, I take a listing, I get a contract signed, put it in MLS. I have a buyer, I get a contract signed. It's always made sense to me. Plus, it allows you to explain your fiduciary responsibility and relationship with people that you don't have, even though they think you do. Right? I don't care what anybody says. If you're working with a buyer, they think you work for them. And unless you have a contract, technically you do not. I don't like that. To me, it seems a little walking on the line of ethics for me. All right. Your attitude, what's your attitude going to be like this year? I love what Carol Dweck says. Do you have an attitude that allows you to grow, a growth mindset? Or do you have a fixed mindset? Growth mindset means that I believe if I work on myself, I can become better at almost anything. And let's face it, folks, it's not like you're playing basketball and you need to be 6'9", and you're not playing football and you need to weigh 300 pounds and run, a 4.4 and a 40. Real estate is the ultimate evener, if that's a word. Meaning that the playing field is even. It doesn't matter what sex you are, what age you are, what color you are, where you came from, where you've been. And that does not matter. The only thing that matters is you know what to do. And you can work with people and make them feel comfortable working with you. Okay? And if you haven't taken my success series, I go through a lot of that. And that's next week at the Southwest office, 1 to 4. All right? So come by and see me. And if you're in Arizona or California, it'll be on Google Meets. All right, so I have a mindset that allows me, a growth mindset, to constantly be adding. Because years ago, they thought everybody was fixed. You were born, you were either good at something or you weren't. It's that simple. Well, we know today that's not true. Your mind is unbelievable. It's constantly, even into your 70s, 80s, 90s, your brain can be getting more and more expanded. You can just keep adding and adding. They don't know what the limitation is because no one found it yet, is my understanding, okay? So keep growing, keep learning every single day. And that, I wrote down here, be a student of the business. Be a student of life. If you want to be healthy, you could be a student on health, working out, eating right, physicality, how that helps you. Like in real estate, you need energy. Real estate, you need energy. And if you're going to have energy every day, you have to have a plan for that. Everything has to have a plan. People go crazy when I say that, but it's true. Your relationships, you need to have a plan. Your physicality, your health, you need to have a plan. Your business, you need to have a plan. You should have a plan for everything. It should be in your schedule, and you should have time for the things that are important. If you're a musician like me, I have a plan. I know what I'm playing every week. I know what I'm working on. Whatever. That to me is my hobby. You should have something other than real estate. I hate when people tell me real estate's my life. I always go, that's kind of sad. Real estate's your job. You should have a life outside of real estate. And if you don't have one now, I recommend getting one because the train will show up on that. You need to have friends. You need to have relationships. You need to have hobbies, all kinds of things that you do outside of real estate. Otherwise, it's going to get pretty scary what happens when you're not doing real estate anymore. My whole life is real estate. I'm not doing real estate anymore. So what? I don't have a life now? You need to have a life. Get a life. Start playing golf or something. If you really want to have fun or getting extremely frustrated on some days, try golf. It's the most incredibly awesome, frustrating sport known to man. You think it's a ball. It's not moving. No one's trying to tackle me. The ball's not coming at me at 90 miles an hour. It's just laying there. When I hit with a little club straight, or that's my goal, and people go, that's got to be an easy sport. It's not that easy. It requires practice and repetition. Whoa, just like everything else, practice, repetition. Okay, so whatever you decide you're going to do, become a student absolutely. And, just like I'm doing here today, folks, a lot of us need to crank it up on our social media. I wasn't comfortable doing these when I first started, but I do one every week now. I used to do two, right? Paul, you're probably feeling that, it's a little easier now that we're only doing one a week. For 3 years, we did two a week. Now we're down to one. And I do a podcast. And now those weren't comfortable at first, but it really helps the other aspects of my business by doing that, right? And the agents I work with. All right. So your customers, your clients, you need to become at least somewhat versed and super consistent with social media. All right. My personal favorites, obviously Facebook, especially if you're like my age. I just turned 59. Right. So I know I'm a Facebook age guy. Instagram, okay, a little bit. LinkedIn, definitely. I even have TikTok. I even do YouTube Shorts. So you pick the ones you want, but I think some are in now, which is what's it called? Twitter is now called X. That's right. So X is another one. Those are my 6 that I use. All right. So you decide which ones you want to use and just become super consistent with it. And I'm telling you, it has to include video. It will not kill you to do a video a few times a week. I do one a day. You don't have to do one a day, but if you can do, maybe 2 a week, it would be good. Okay. First off, it's free. I mean, you can boost and you can do other things, but ultimately you can do it for free. And if it's free, I mean, think about when I started in the business in 1985, they get the same coverage that we can get right now. You'd have to have bus benches, billboards, newspapers, TVs, magazines. You can do that all on social media right now if you just get somewhat consistent about it and get comfortable taking this phone and using the selfie camera, which I don't wake up in the morning and look at myself in the mirror while I'm shaving and go, can't wait to do a video with you today, big guy. I don't do that. All right. I don't like looking at myself either. I make fun of my videos just like you do. I think my forehead looks like a Shar-Pei dog some days, but whatever. I mean, I do them anyway because they work. I get comments. I've hired people from recruiting from my videos and from my coaching, right? So, you guys are listening and selling. It's actually even more simple because you need to focus on just your one area. All right. So imagine if you went on there every day and you sent out a few friend requests on Facebook and you built your personal page up to 5,000. And then you went on LinkedIn and sent out some connections every day. And they allow you 30,000. Instagram's unlimited. Okay, TikTok's unlimited. YouTube is unlimited. All right, so if you started doing that and started to get a big network of people and you're consistent with it, I think you'll be surprised at what you'll get. Now, that doesn't replace whether you're a phone prospector or a door knocker or whatever, however you do your proactive activities, it doesn't replace that, but it definitely adds to it, okay? Because people are looking you up, all right? That's what really sold me 7 or 8 years ago, maybe 9 years ago now, is that one person said to me, you look irrelevant. You look like you're in the Stone Age because you have no social media. It looks like you're not with it, right? And that's what people are thinking. When your web page is important today, but your social media is even more important because they're going to look you up. They're going to go on Facebook. They're going to go on Instagram. They're going to look at what you're doing and what you're saying and all that good stuff. And you need to have a decent history, obviously, and current stuff on there. So, okay, some of us should have started 5, 6, 7, 8, 10 years ago. That would have been the best time to start. But if you haven't done that, the second best time is right now. So get it done. So those are the areas. Once again, if you want some help with that, and you're with Berkshire Hathaway and with our company here, Berkshire Hathaway of Arizona, California, or Nevada, feel free to email my assistant, Lisa P at bhhsnv.com because I have a little room in my coaching. All right, so if you send her an email, I can get you involved in that. And next week, what is Monday, the 8th? Is that the 8th? Monday the 8th is we start Success Series at the Southwest office from 1 to 4. If you need CE, we're approved for CE, all 5 classes, 3 credits a day, 15 towards your 36 in the state of Nevada. California and Arizona won't let us do that, but Nevada rocks. All right, guys, if you need me, call me anytime. Remember, be more in 2024. I'll see you guys soon.